Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Ram, Hari Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna. Okay, I'm getting there. I got to turn the generator off, and then I'll be right there. And let's put the link in the subscription. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, the link is there, and I'll be right back and turn the generator off. All right. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, good morning, everybody. There's the link in there, I think. Is it there? Where is it? Didn't look like it appeared. Interesting. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Good morning.
Morning, Guru Maharaj.
Got started a little bit late. Didn't sleep so good. Then I did afterwards. Okay. Where's my beads? There they are. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Rama Hare Krishna. Your
Krishna
song to
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama
Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Rama Hari Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Rama Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gora Bhaktivinoda Jesus Srila Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Jai
Gadadhar
Chaitanya
Shivasari
Shivasari
Gora
Gaur
Bhaktivinoda Jesus Srila
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda Shri
Nityananda
Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gora Bhaktivinoda Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar Shivasati Gora
Vasati Gaur Bhakti
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda,
Nityananda
Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya Sri Krishna
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri
Nityananda Sri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Sri
Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya Jai Shri
Nityananda,
Krishna
Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Nanda Nityananda, Shri Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna,
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare, Ram
Rama, Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram. Ram Ram Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Ram Hare Ram.
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari
Hare
Ram Rama Hari Hari
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari Hari
Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari Hari
Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama
Chaitanya Charita. May my Lord, may my Lord ever be victorious. May my Lord be ever victorious, whose potencies are immense and immaculate. May my Lord ever be victorious, whose potencies are immense and immaculate, whose luster is glittering golden, whose luster is glittering golden, whose eyes are as wide as the petals of a lotus, whose beautiful arms extend down to his excellent knees, and who munificently distributes the myriad mellows of devotion while delightfully dancing. May my Lord ever be victorious. May my Lord ever be victorious. Repeat. May my Lord ever be victorious.
May my Lord ever be victorious,
Whose potencies are immense and immaculate,
whose potency are immense and immaculate,
whose luster is glittering golden,
whose luster is glittering golden,
whose eyes are as wide as the petals of a lotus,
whose eyes are as white as the petals of a lotus,
whose beautiful arms extend down to his excellent knees,
whose beautiful extend down to his excellencies,
who as munificently distributes
who is magnificently distributed,
the myriad mellows of devotion while delightfully dancing.
Well, dancing.
It is that son of Jagannath, Mishra, who is the creator and the protector of the universes.
It is that
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, you don't have to repeat now. It is that son of Jagannath Mishra who is the creator and the protector of the universes, and the destroyer of the universal miseries. Being fully sense-controlled, all-pervading, he is able to give mankind protection in the age of Kali. Taking birth in the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi, he takes away the burden of this age and brings the process of pure devotion to himself. It is that very son of Jagannath who is the creator and protector of the universes, and the destroyer of the universal miseries. Being fully sense-controlled and all-pervading, he is able to give mankind protection in this age of Kali. Taking birth in the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi, he takes away the burden of this age and brings the process of pure devotion to himself. Applauded by the best of the Brahmin community within those lands comprising Navadvip, Srihari dwelt happily in the home of his father, giving him great happiness. He then studied the scriptures embracing the 6 branches of the Vedas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lalita, your microphone's muted now. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Hare, Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama
Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Rama 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 Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
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 Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare Hare
Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hari Hari
Hare Hare Rama
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 Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Ram
Rama
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama 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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare.
Hare
Anyway, I'm having trouble steadying my mind. I don't know why, so I'm just gonna chant alone for a while and see what happens. I just can't. I don't know. My mind, I just can't get it steady, and so I'm gonna go alone for a while, and then we'll bring you back in a little bit. I just gotta. My intuition says to do that, so I got to do it.
Can we go on Facebook again?
Yeah. Go on Facebook for a little bit. Yeah, this my intuition says just try it like this, and let's see. So I don't know. Krishna Hare Ram. I feel my mind's all over the place for some reason. Okay, see you later there. Come back in a little bit. I'll bring you back. Krishna, I'll tell you when. Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Okay, back to Murari Gupta's book here. May the Lord be ever victorious, whose potencies are immense and immaculate, whose luster is glittering golden, whose eyes are as wide spread as petals of a lotus, whose beautiful arms extend down to his excellent knees, and who munificently distributes the myriad mellows of devotion while delightfully dancing. It is that very Son of Jagannath, who is the creator and protector of the universes and the destroyer of the universal miseries. Being fully sense-controlled and all-pervading, he is able to give mankind protection in the age of Kali. He is able to give mankind protection in the age of Kali. Taking birth in the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi, he takes away the burden of this age, and he brings the process of pure devotion to himself. Applauded by the best of the Brahmin community within those lands comprising of Navadvip, Sri Hari happily dwelt in the home of his father, giving him great happiness. He then studied the scriptures embracing the 6 branches of the Vedas. When he stayed in the home of his guru, he would show an attachment to service and devotion to cleanliness. Considering the ultimate needs of men as spiritual, Vishwambara, Sri Hari, proclaimed the thing most dear to his heart, Sri Harinam, as the process of spiritual enlightenment for the age. In Gaya, where the stone is marked with the footprint of Sri Hari, he himself performed the last rites for his father. Thence onwards, his sole enjoyment lay in the remembrance of his confidential identity, and indifferent to the external world, his hairs thrilled in jubilation. However, directed by the message spoken from the sky, then he returned from Gaya to his family home. Hare Krishna. Rupa Goswami's play here. Hare Krishna. I have people here. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura, Bhaktivinoda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura, Bhaktivinoda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura, Bhaktivinoda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura, Bhaktivinoda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura, Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Chapter 14 of Anchalila here. Text 1. I shall now describe a very small portion of the activities performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence, and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Gaurasundar, the life and soul of his devotees. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all glories to Lord Gaurasundar, the life and soul of his devotees. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very life. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very life. And all glories to Advaita Acharya, who is extremely dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Swarab Damodar and the other devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Please give me the strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion of transcendental madness and separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. How can one describe unfathomable subject matters? It is possible only if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the capability. Swarab Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das recorded all these transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. In those days, Swarab Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas all other commentators lived far from him. These two great personalities, Swarab Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, recorded the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moment by moment.
They describe these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. Swarab Damanar wrote short notes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately, as if fluffing out compressed cotton. Please hear faithfully this description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic emotions. Thus you will come to know his ecstatic love, and ultimately you will achieve love of Godhead. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna, his condition exactly corresponded to that of the gopis in Vrindavan after Krishna's departure for Mathura. The lamentation of Srimati Radharani when Uddhava visited Vrindavan gradually became a feature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental madness. The lamentation of Srimati Radharani when Uddhava visited Vrindavan gradually became a feature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental madness. Let's read that database. Let's read Uddhava's visit there in Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram. Uddhava visits Vrindavan. Chapter 46 of 10th canto. Sukadev Goswami said, the supremely intelligent Uddhava was the best counselor in the Vrishni dynasty and a beloved friend of Lord Krishna, a direct disciple of Brihaspati. Let's get some heat in here. Let's see. Should I do this? Not do this one. Jaya Jaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. Come on. Why can't this come off? Let's try this one. Oh, brother, everything's so darn hard today. There we go. Krishna. Okay. Sukadev Goswami said, the supremely intelligent Uddhava was the best counselor in the Vrishni dynasty and the beloved friend of Lord Krishna and a direct disciple of Brihaspati. The Supreme Lord Hari, who relieves the distress of all who surrender to him. The Supreme Lord Hari, who relieves the distress of all who surrender to him, once took the hand of his fully devoted, dearmost friend Uddhava and addressed him as follows. the Supreme Lord Hari, who relieves the distress of all who surrender to him, once took the hand of his fully devoted, dear most friend Uddhava and addressed him as follows. Lord Krishna said, Dear gentle Uddhava, go to Vraj and give pleasure to our parents. Go to Vraj and give pleasure to our parents, and also relieve the gopis' suffering in separation from me by giving them my message. Lord Krishna said, Dear gentle Uddhava, go to Vraj and give pleasure to our parents, and also relieve the gopis' suffering in separation from me by giving them my message. Lord Krishna said, Dear gentle Uddhava, go to Vraj and give pleasure to our parents, and also relieve the gopis' suffering in separation from me by giving them my message. The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me. The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me. The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me. The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me. And their very lives are ever devoted to me. And their very lives are ever devoted to me. And their very lives are ever devoted to me. Their very lives are ever devoted to me. And their very lives are ever devoted to me. For my sake, we have abandoned everything related to their bodies, renouncing ordinary happiness in this life, as well as religious duties necessary for such happiness in the next life. I am their dear most beloved and indeed their very self. I am their dear most beloved and indeed their very self. I personally sustain such devotees. I personally sustain such devotees who, for my sake, give up all worldly duties, who, for my sake, give up all worldly duties, for my sake, give up all worldly duties. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokul I am the most cherished object of love. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokul, I am their most cherished object of love. For the I alone them, their dear most beloved, and indeed their very self. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokul, I am the most cherished object of love. Thus, when they remember me, who am so far away, they are overwhelmed by the anxiety of separation. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokul, I am the most cherished object of love. Thus, when they remember me, who am so far away, they are overwhelmed by the anxiety of separation. Simply because I have promised to return to them, my fully devoted cowherd girlfriends struggle to maintain their lives somehow or other. Simply because I promised to return to them, my devoted cowherd girlfriends struggle to maintain their lives somehow or other. Shukadev Goswami said, thus addressed, O King, Uddhava respectively accepted his master's message, mounted his chariot, and set off for Nanda Gokul. The fortunate Uddhava reached Nanda Maharaj's. The fortunate Uddhava reached Nanda Maharaj's pastures just as the sun was setting. Just as the sun was setting. And since the returning cows and other animals were raising dust with their hooves, his chariot passed unnoticed. Gokul resounded on all sides. Gokul resounded on all sides with the sounds of bulls in rut. The sounds of bulls in rut fighting with one another for fertile cows, with the mooing the cows burdened by their udders chasing after their calves, with the noise of milking of the white calves jumping here and there, and with the loud reverberation of flute playing, and with the singing of the all auspicious deeds of Krishna and Balaram, and with the singing of the all auspicious deeds of Krishna. And with the singing of the all auspicious deeds of Krishna and Balaram. The singing of the all auspicious deeds of Krishna and Balaram. By the cowherd men and women who made the village resplendent with their wonderful ornamented attire. The herds' homes in Gokul appeared most charming with their abundant paraphernalia for worship, and the sacrificial fire, the sun, unexpected guests, the cows, the Brahmins, the forefathers, and the demigods. And all sides lay, and all sides lay, and all sides lay the flowering forest. On all sides lay the flowering forest, echoing with flocks of birds, echoing with flocks of birds. echoing with flocks of birds. And swarms of bees, beautified by its lakes crowded with swans, Karandava ducks, and bowers of lotuses. As soon as Uddhava arrived in Nanda Maharaj's home, Nanda came forward to meet him. The cowherd king embraced him in great happiness. The cowherd king embraced him with great happiness. The cowherd king embraced him with great happiness. The cowherd king embraced him with great happiness. And worshipped him as non-different from Lord Vasudeva. And worshipped him as non-different from Vasudeva. After Uddhava had eaten first-class food and been seated comfortably on a bed and relieved of his fatigue by a foot massage and other means, Nanda inquired from him as follows. Nanda Maharaj said, "My dear, most fortunate one, my dear, most fortunate one." My dear, most fortunate one. Does the son of Sura fare well now that he is free and has rejoined his children and other relatives? Fortunately, because of his own sins, the sinful Kamsa has been killed along with all his brothers. He always hated the saintly and righteous Yadavas. Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his mother and friends and well-wishers? Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his friends and well-wishers? Does he remember the cowherds and their village of Raj, of which he is the master? Does he remember the cows, Vrindavan forest, and Govardhan hill? Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his mother and his friends? Does he remember his mother and his friends? Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his mother and his friends and well-wishers? Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his friends and well-wishers? Does he remember the cowherds? Does he remember the cowherds and the village of Raj, of which he is the master? Of which he is the master? Does he remember the cows, Vrindavan forest, and Govardhan? Vrindavan Forest and Govardhan Hill. Will Govinda return even once to see his family? Will Govinda return even once to see his family? Will Govinda return even once to see his family? Will Govinda return even once to see his family? If he ever does, will he then glance upon, if he ever does, we will glance upon his beautiful face. If he ever does, we will glance upon his beautiful face. If he ever does, we will glance upon his beautiful face. If he ever does, we will glance upon his beautiful face. With its beautiful eyes, nose, and smile. With its beautiful eyes, nose, and smile. We were saved from the forest fire, the wind and rain, the bull and serpent demons. We were saved from the forest fire, the wind and rain. We were saved from the forest fire, the wind and rain, the bull and serpent demons, from all such insurmountable deadly dangers, by that very great soul, Krishna. By that very great soul, Krishna. By that very great soul, Krishna. We were saved. We were saved from the forest fire, the wind, the rain, the bull and serpent demons, from all such insurmountable deadly dangers, from that great soul, Krishna. As we remember the wonderful deeds Krishna performed, as we remember the wonderful deeds Krishna performed, his playful and sidelong glances, his playful, his playful and sidelong glances, his smiles, and his decorated, and his words. O Uddhava, we forget all our material engagements as we remember the wonderful deeds Krishna performed. His playful sidelong glances, his playful sidelong glances, his playful sidelong glances, his smiles, his smiles, and his words, Oh, Uddhava, we forget all our material engagements. When we see the places where Mukunda enjoyed his sporting pastimes, when we see the places where Mukunda enjoyed his sporting pastimes, the rivers, the hills, the rivers, the hills, the rivers, the hills, the rivers, the hills. The rivers, the hills, and the forests he decorated with his feet. In the forest he decorated with his feet. In the forest he decorated with his feet. Our minds become totally absorbed in him. Our minds become totally absorbed in him. In my opinion, Krishna and Balaram, in my opinion, Krishna and Balaram must be two exalted demigods who have come to this planet to fulfill some great mission of the demigods. Such was foretold by Garga Rishi. In my opinion, Krishna and Balaram must be two exalted demigods who have come to this planet to fulfill some great mission of the demigods. Such was foretold by Garga Rishi. After all, Krishna and Balaram killed Kamsa, who was so strong as was as strong as 10,000 elephants, as well as the wrestlers Chanura and Mustika, and the elephant Kuvalaya Pita. They killed them all sportingly, as easily as a lion disposes of small animals. Oh, Krishna. Whew. In my opinion, Krishna and Balaram must be two exalted demigods who have come to this planet to fulfill some great mission of the demigods, such as foretold by Garga Rishi. In my opinion, Krishna and Balaram must be two exalted demigods who have come to this planet to fulfill some great mission of the demigods, such was foretold by Garga Rishi. After all, Krishna and Balaram killed Kamsa, who was as strong as 10,000 elephants, as well as the wrestlers Chanura and Mustika, and the elephants Kulavipita. They killed them all sportingly, as easily as a lion disposes of wild animals, small animals. With the ease of the royal elephant breaking a stick, Krishna broke a powerful giant bow 3 talas long. He also held a mountain aloft for 7 days with just one hand. He also held a mountain aloof with just one hand. He also held a mountain aloof with just one hand for 7 days. Here in Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram, here in Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram easily destroyed demons as Pralamba, Denuka, Arista, Trinavarta, and the Baka, who had themselves defeated both demigods and other demons. Shukadev Goswami said, thus intensely remembering Krishna again and again, Nanda Maharaj, his mind completely attached to the Lord, felt extreme anxiety and fell silent, overcome by the strength of his love. As Mother Yashoda heard the descriptions of her son's activities, she poured out her tears and milk flowed from her breasts out of love. Uddhava then joyfully addressed Nanda Maharaj. Uddhava then joyfully addressed Nanda Maharaj. Certainly you and Mother Yashoda. Certainly you and Mother Yashoda. Certainly you and Mother Yashoda. Are the most praiseworthy persons in the entire world. Are certainly the most praiseworthy persons in the entire world. Are certainly the most praiseworthy persons in the entire world. Since you have developed such a loving attitude towards Lord Narayan, since you have developed such a loving attitude towards Lord Narayan, the spiritual master of all living beings, the spiritual master of all living beings, the spiritual master of all living beings. Hare Krishna. These two lords, Mukunda and Balaram, these two lords, these two lords, Mukunda and Balaram, these two lords, Mukunda and Balaram, are each the seed are each the seed in the womb of the universe. The Creator and his creative potency. The Creator and his creative potency. They enter the hearts of living beings and control their conditioned awareness. They enter the hearts of living beings and control their conditioned awareness. They are the primeval supreme. They are the primeval supreme. Anyone, even a person in an impure state, who absorbs his mind in him just for just a moment at the time of death, burns up all traces of sinful reactions, and immediately attains the supreme transcendental destination in a pure spiritual form as effulgent as the sun. You, too, have rendered exceptional loving service to him. Lord Narayan, the supersoul of all and the cause of all existence, the supersoul of all and the cause of all existence. The great soul who, although the original cause of everything, has a human-like form. The great soul who, although the original cause of everything, has a human-like form. What pious deeds could still be required of you? What pious deeds could still be required of you? What pious deeds could still be required of you? Infallible Krishna. Infallible Krishna. Infallible Krishna. Infallible Krishna. Infallible Krishna. Infallible Krishna. The Lord of the devotees. The Lord of the devotees. Infallible Krishna, the Lord of the devotees. The Lord of the devotees. Infallible Krishna, the Lord of the devotees. The Lord of the devotees. Will soon return to Vraj to satisfy his parents. Infallible Krishna, the Lord of the devotees, will soon return to Vraj to satisfy his parents. To satisfy his parents. Having killed Kamsa, the enemy of all the Yadus, in the wrestling arena. Having killed Kamsa, the enemy of the Yadus, in the wrestling arena, Krishna will now surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. Having killed Kamsa, the enemy of all the Yadus, in the wrestling arena, Krishna will surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. O most fortunate ones, having killed Kamsa, the enemy of the Yadus, in the wrestling arena, Krishna will surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. Hare Krishna. O most fortunate ones, do not lament. O most fortunate ones, do not lament. You will see Krishna again very soon. He is present in the hearts of all living beings, just as fire lies dormant in wood. He is present in the hearts of all living beings, just as fire lies dormant in wood. For him, no one is especially dear or despicable. For him, no one is especially dear or despicable, superior or inferior, superior or inferior. And yet, he is not indifferent to anyone. And yet, he is not indifferent to anyone. He is free from all desire for respect, and yet he gives respect to all others. He is free from the desire for respect, yet he gives respect to all others. He has no mother, no father. He has no mother, no father, no wife, children, or other relatives. Wife, children, or other relatives. No one is related to him, and yet no one is a stranger to him. No one is related to him, yet no one is a stranger to him. He has no material body and no birth. He has no material body and no birth. He has no work to do in this world that would oblige him to take birth in the pure, impure, or mixed species of life. Yet to enjoy pastimes and deliver his saintly devotees, he manifests himself. Yet to enjoy pastimes and deliver his saintly devotees, he manifests himself. Although beyond the three modes of material nature, although beyond the three modes of material nature, although beyond the threefold material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the transcendental Lord, the transcendental Lord, the transcendental Lord, the transcendental Lord, the transcendental Lord. He accepts association with them as his play. He accepts association with them as his play. He accepts association with them as his play. Thus, the unborn Supreme Lord utilizes the material modes to create, maintain, and destroy. Thus, the unborn Supreme Lord utilizes the material modes to create, maintain, and destroy. So this is the truth. See, it's bewildering in this world. We're in the modes here, and you start to think, that, these persons are in charge. They're controllers. They're just being used by the Lord to create, maintain, and destroy. And there's certain times when these different cycles are going. So, yeah. So now there's kind of a destructive element. So the Lord is utilizing the mode of ignorance. See, you notice how that is? things that are wrong are being taught as right, very, strongly. See, everything is not truthful in this world, in the modes. Even mode of goodness is still not full truth in that. It was more truthful, but not than the modes of passion and ignorance. But right now, for the Lord is utilizing this to destroy what is created. So these persons are being utilized by the Lord, actually. And, see, it causes a competition with the modes, because that's what the modes do, so this is kind of like a churning going on too, both parties, Yeah. Just as a person who is whirling around perceives the ground to be turning, one who is affected by false ego thinks himself the doer, when actually only his mind is acting. Just as a person whirling around perceives the ground to be turning, one who is affected by false ego thinks himself to be the doer, when actually only his mind is acting. The Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord Hari is certainly not your son alone. The Supreme Lord Hari certainly is not your son alone. Rather, being the Lord, he is the Son, Soul, Father, and Mother of everyone. He is, this is so amazing. The Supreme Lord, oh boy. Oh, Krishna. Ooh. Oh. 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 The Supreme Lord Hari is certainly not your son alone. Rather, being the Lord, he is the Son, the Soul, the Father, and Mother of everyone. Nothing can be said to exist independent of Lord Achyuta. Nothing can be said to exist independent of Lord Achyuta. Nothing heard or seen. Nothing in the past, present, or future. Nothing moving or unmoving, great or small. He indeed is everything, for he is the Supreme Soul. While Krishna's messenger, continued speaking with Nanda, the night ended. O king, the women of the cowherd village rose from bed. Lighting lamps, worshipped their household deities, then began churning yogurt and butter. Ah, ah. Ah. Krishna. So, if any devotees want to come back now, you can. So, how about you, Lalita and Tom? You were here. You want to come back? Do you need the link again? Put the link here. How about Christina? How about you? How about anybody? Who else wants to come? There's the link. If it hopefully it comes. I'm not seeing it though. I don't know why. Oh, I wonder if the comments are going. There we go. Where do you see the link there, Lalita? Is it in the comments?
Yeah, you wrote it in the comments. But,
Yeah, it's not appearing in my thing here, but that's good.
I clicked on the comment that you wrote.
Yeah. You wanna continue where I left off there?
I don't know where it was.
Okay, I'll tell you where. It's 10th canto,
Okay.
Srimad Bhagavatam, and chapter 46.
And then I need to take Veda.
Yeah, it's the Veda base. Yeah, Veda base.
Not Prabhupada books. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you won't find. Yeah, it's not in Srila Prabhupada's original books. You have to go to.
I know.
Okay.
That's. I hear it on the number.
Okay.
Chapter 46, you said?
Yeah, chapter 46. Oh, wait. No. Did I say 46? No. Yeah, 46, and then the number. Yeah, and start with 42.
Okay.
There she is. Yeah. Sometimes, so for me, sometimes the Lord feels so far away, and it's like it's so painful. It's unbelievable. I don't,
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that is with me. And it's just, it's like it's like death. I don't. It's like I scramble around, to try to, I looking here and there. I feel like I'm in that forest in Vrindavan looking, where is the Lord, man? Where is he? And it's like anxiety, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, just scrambling around and then, finding these verses is just like, wow, Yeah, this is true love. It's like that. It's like their union and separation and then coming back and remembering. Whew. What a journey.
Yeah, I understand that it's very painful.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah. But it's a transcendental thing, it's this why this is beyond the mind, it's outside of the modes of nature. It's like what we're doing here is impossible to share with people here, but yet the Lord makes it happen, makes it work. Just yeah. So anyway, yeah. So start. Go ahead. Oh, Tom, there's Tom here. Go ahead, there, Tom. Sorry about that.
Oh, suddenly I prepared it and suddenly it's gone again.
Oh, you'll find it.
Yeah, I have it back here. Okay.
We may talk some about this too, so.
Yeah, too, of course.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The Supreme Lord Hari is certainly Not your son alone. Rather, being the Lord, He is the Son, the soul. The father and the mother of everyone.
Yeah. See, this is the relationship in Dwarka. It's Uddhava. He has affection for Krishna, but he also knows the truth about Krishna. See, in Vrindavan, they're totally absorbed. They think he's some great. They can't admit. They have to admit that Krishna and Balarama have some great power, but they don't see him as God. They see him as like maybe some great demigod, some. But Uddhava, he sees Krishna, and this is the residence there. They know Krishna's glories and greatness, and they have also strong affection. So it's this mixture, and they like it. I mean, they like that, and the residents of Vrindavan like not knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and increases their intimacy. And now Uddhava is looking at this and he's saying, my God, they got more intense devotion than I got because of their unique way of worshiping. And then he actually desired to worship like them, to take birth in Vraj and to be, under that, because he was very attracted to that kind of worship. That's why the Lord sent him there, He was already an ecstatic devotee, and he wanted to give him another experience of different devotees worshiping like that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Nothing can be said to exist independent of Lord Achyuta. Nothing heard or seen. Nothing in the past, in the present or future. Nothing moving or non-moving, great or small. He indeed is everything. He is the Supreme Lord. When Krishna's messenger continued speaking with Nanda, the night ended. O king, the women in the coward village rose from bed and lighting lamps worshipped their household deities. Then they began churning the yogurt into butter. As they pulled on the churning ropes with their bengal arms, the women of Raja shone with the splendor of their jewels, which reflected the lamp's light. Their hips, their breasts, their faces moved about, and their faces, anointed with reddish kumkuma, glowed radiantly with the luster of their earrings, reflecting from their cheeks. As the ladies of Raja loudly sang the glories of lotus-eyed Krishna, their songs blended with the sound of their churning, ascended to the sky, and dissipated all inauspiciousness in every direction. When the godly sun had risen, the people of Raja noticed the golden chariot in front of Nanda Maharaj's doorway. Who does this belong to? They asked. Perhaps Akrura has returned.
See, this is the secret. The secret is to drive away all inauspiciousness is the devotees when they chant the glories of Krishna with love and affection, with this spontaneous love of God. It drives away all inauspiciousness in this world. There's no other potent worship like this. Otherwise, it's more or less in name only. See? This intense worship is so auspicious that it's the only real auspicious. When that's here in this world, devotees worshiping like this, then it's the only thing that's really auspicious in the world. The mode of goodness is only auspicious in the mode of goodness, and it's not really pure. Not like this. This is why this is the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness, is to meet devotees who worship like this, and then you're just automatically, spontaneously elevated and purified by being just in that wave of real auspiciousness. It's all that's why the Lord comes here and brings his associates, so that this kind of worship can purify the universe. See? This is why I keep telling you, this kind of worship that we're doing is the only real purification in this universe. And other devotees, wherever they are, worshiping the Lord with such transcendental affection and intimacy is the only thing that's auspicious or really purifying in the universe. And the demigods, this trumps everything. Trumps the demigods in their mode of goodness, their worship, which is more distant. See, that's also somewhat power because it's related to the Lord. Everything related to the Lord consciously is wonderful. And this is the most wonderful because this is actually transcends the mode of goodness even. That's why it's hard. Yeah, that's why it's hard for the devotees to understand what we're doing because they're not there yet. They don't understand this clearly. Yeah. So this is why they get to see this kind of worship, and like also like Uddhava explaining it to them, because people can't just jump into it's bewildering. You know, they see devotees laughing and crying and all this. They have to have these things explained nicely in a way to make a bridge to say, oh, otherwise people are afraid. You know, it's just like that fisherman. You know, he was in ecstasy just touching the Lord, and he's laughing and crying and everything, and he became afraid himself. Even though it was wonderful, still, it said, well, nobody can tell me about this, you know. Well, you know, luckily he met Swarab Damodar. He said, no, this is very good. This is wonderful. This is great mercy. You're very fortunate. See? So, yeah, that's why these books are written. Yeah, that's why, you know, by dipping in and relishing these mellows and explaining them, people can begin to like, oh, it's a good thing then. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's not sahaja. It's, you know, what are you going to call the residents of Vrindavan sahajas for worshiping the Lord with tears and crying and laughing and all that stuff? No, I mean, it's genuine, you know, because the Lord gives the devotees, such devotees, if they're preachers, the words, the information, the understanding. And it's logical, it's clear, it's attractive, you know, it's pure, it's purifying. See? Truth will set you free. See, set you free. Oh, set you free from what? Ignorant ideas. That what is bad is good, and what is good or what is transcendental is bad. See, this is ignorance, right? Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I feel also in this Sangha we have to do that more. Explain what you are doing, what Lalita is doing, what's going on. Because you cannot do that role and explaining at the same time. So we have to be around more and explain.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing now. You know, that's the thing. But to explain it, you have to be empowered to explain it. Otherwise, you cannot explain these unfathomable I couldn't explain it unless the Lord gives me. From this ecstatic worship, it comes, so that we're working like a team here together, you know. So, you know,
so I can ask Johan to explain our. You mentioned the examples.
Yeah.
You tell us who can explain. And then
you have to see, because a lot of devotees are ecstatic and they may explain. It depends, you know, if you're any ecstatic devotee, though, explanations will be good. And sometimes they're still in progress, you know, and they're ecstatic, but still, you know, it's developing and stuff is coming out of them. But the explanations will become better and better and better, you know. So, you know, just while this is here and devotees are here, we have this, you know, here, you know. So
can explain, but not everybody accepts this. Today, somebody said I had bipolar disorder, and this person start to blaspheme me, and he start to blaspheme Srila Prabhupada, and at
Yeah.
the end I had to block him, and at the end he took some of his comments away, luckily, um, but yeah, he said really ugly things about Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to
Yes,
accept it. That's part of their, part of the thing.
you
Yeah.
can try to explain it, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, some people are going to hear it and some people won't. It's just how it goes. People are in different stages and react differently. There, see, when you're bringing forth the transcendental potency, it's polarizing. There are people who hate Krishna's transcendental potency because they're more in the mode, the darker mode, and it makes them have natural aversion and hatred even. And that's what they come. If you show Krishna in this world to those persons, they anyway, that's
I'm so
preaching.
used to it.
Yeah, preaching. And then there'll be people that will come, and because they're attracted, by loving affection, and they like that. And then you try and help them not get like, see, when these transcendental babies are born, this is the pastime in Devaki and Vasudev. She had like 8 sons, 8 children that were killed because as soon as they come out, the Kamsa and the material modes are there to dash them to the ground. They need protection, and still maybe because of their karma, like because of the karma of those kids, they were killed. They couldn't withstand it, and that's what happens when this spiritual master has children, disciples. Some of because they're born sort of, or they have a little taste of awakening, but they're not strong enough yet, and then the modes come in and dash them to the ground, and then they're gone. That's what you see. The people, they come, they it's Jesus. It's always like that. It's just the way it is. Jesus spoke about it. He says, the spiritual master has the word of life. They that's where you're born spiritually. You have an awakening if you stick with it. And so Jesus saw the same thing. He had the words of the kingdom that caused the birth of the spiritual kingdom of God to happen inside yourself. So that's the taste for glorifying God ecstatically. Yeah. So he's speaking, and some people, the word falls upon their ears, and they feel it with great joy. And I like here, say, great, oh, this is so great and everything, and then they're gone. See, there's no root. He said there's no root in yeah, but they benefit because this is not a one lifetime experience, or path. So just by the fact they were attracted, that goes to their benefit. But still, so this is what goes on, and now you see people are sticking now. And this, because of the witnesses, people come and they say, oh, this is a solid place to be, and then the bhakti grows, and then people start to take notice, and it's a grow in a garden, man, a garden of bhakti. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
When the godly sun had risen, the people of Raja noticed the golden chariot in front of Nanda Maharaj's doorway. Who does this belong to? They asked. Perhaps Akrura has returned, he who fulfilled Kamsa's desire by taking lotus eyes Krishna to Mathura. Is he going to use our flesh to offer funeral oblations for his master, who was so satisfied with his service? As the women were speaking in this way, Uddhava appeared, having finished his early morning duties. This is the end of this chapter.
Go to the next. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Let me see if that next one is it. I don't know. Sometimes they skip. Let's see here.
The song of the bee.
Ah, yeah, it is. Go ahead.
I go immediately to the
First,
verses.
yeah, immediately.
No verses. Oh yeah, I see verses. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All glories to my Guru Srila Gaura Haridas. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Glories to Bhaktivedanta, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, to Jagannath Babaji, to Bhaktivedanta Thakur, to Lord Nityananda, to Lord Chaitanya, to Radharani, and to Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami, he said, the young women of Raja became astonished upon seeing Lord Krishna's servant, who had long arms, whose eyes resembled a newly grown lotus, who wore a yellow garment and a lotus garland, and whose lotus-like face glowed with bright.
You see, a lot of sometimes people are bewildered. They don't know that the spiritual master has a body like that. They're like a Vishnu Duda, where they have the same kind of form as the Lord. They're different and non-different, and that's why you see those who are spiritual masters manifest a form like a Vishnu Duda in this world, because they do like Uddhava. You'll see bhakti and you'll see it explained, see, which has to be done. That's otherwise people will not understand. So they'll show you and then they'll teach you. And so sometimes people, the immature Vaishnavas, and this is what we're here to teach, when you say, oh, I don't want to worship, this is what the Pharisees said to Jesus. Why should we listen to you or believe in you and your message? We only believe in Moses and God. He says, no, you don't believe in the Lord. You don't know them. See, you don't know them, because if you did, you know me. See, this is, yeah, see how the pastimes is explaining this, is showing this. Uddhava, they saw Uddhava, has got the same kind of form as the Lord. See, both different and non-different. Uddhava is Uddhava. He's a servant of the Lord, but still he has the same quality of the Lord, the long arms and all this stuff. So, they were seeing, wow, this is amazing. That's the way they would remember Krishna. So when you see actually a real devotee, that you're remembering Krishna automatically. You may not like it. You may blaspheme that. You may, you see, but still you're remembering Krishna. And that's why you blaspheme them, because if that's your relationship because of coverings, you're angry, you hatred and all that. See, so that all comes out. See, so yeah. So anyway, oops, mute your microphone, somebody. It's
Me?
Sachi, maybe Sachi. Mute. Oh, you're okay. Then it's you. Yeah. When I'm talking, well, it's
Yeah,
okay.
then I have to come back every time.
Well,
Okay.
it's kind of okay sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So yeah, it's like that. Yeah, and so if you're thinking like, oh, I shouldn't be worshiping a lot of this is why we need to teach this clearly. They gradually have to come to understand tattva. Otherwise, you fall into a fence and you'll fall off the path. You won't make it to this ecstatic stage. So the immature stages say, oh, well, I don't want to worship my guru or do like you. I just want him as a friend or as a helper. See, but that's not the way it works. You got to understand to hear. You got to understand that they're different and non-different. They have a real devotee has real bhakti. That's the Lord's bhakti. They have real mercy. That's the Lord's mercy. They have real devotion. That's the Lord's devotion. See, they have real truth, real clear truth. That's the Lord's. See, mind. So that's how you get rid of ignorance, is you come and you listen long enough. And if you're not into like trying to be God or on your own or independent like that, then you'll start to see these things. Otherwise you'll fall by the wayside. Yeah, I see that happen sometimes. But anyway, I try to explain these things as best possible, because you got to be clear how the devotees are making it here. They have great respect for their guru as well as the Supreme Lord, and that's why they're ecstatic. The Lord confirms it in them when they say, all glories to my Guru Dev, and they actually name that Guru Dev, they become very ecstatic. Who's confirming that? It's the Lord. See? So if you want to be like that, you got to follow the witnesses, follow the path that they're doing themselves, and then you'll be able to make it to the ecstatic stage. Otherwise not. I'm seeing this from the teaching, from the books, from the teaching, from your experience. I'm looking at all of this here. And this is how the path gets clear. Otherwise it's unclear. See, this is why the Vaishnavas, remember I told you guys, they have to come here. If they don't come here, they will not be ecstatic like Lalita and all this. Proven. You show me a person like Radhanath or Jaipataka if they're as ecstatic as as Lalita or even Christina now. Why? There's a reason. It's this simple. They don't give honor or respect where this ecstatic devotion is being manifest. Therefore, they won't get it. Doesn't matter. The Lord said, hey, man, you don't want to listen to my real representatives who are teaching it really as it is? Well, then you stay, with all your followers and all your, your fluff and all your big sticks and all the, the big party, what do you call, superficial ceremonies and all that. But if you want this is real Krishna consciousness. This is the purpose of Prabhupada, and all the line coming here is all leading to what you see here in this Sangha. If you don't have the symptoms of this, amen, you got to go where it is. And you got to follow even the least disciples in the worldly eyes that are getting this ecstasy, because in God's eyes, they're the most intimate. They're the most realized. They're the most examples to get this bhakti. So if you really want it, you got to do that. Otherwise, you'll see these big gurus with the big sticks and the big followers, but with dry eyes and no holy laughter. That's the whole purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement, is to manifest this at some point, and now is the time. Okay? If you want that, you want real Krishna consciousness, you want a real associate relationship with the Lord, that's the deal. Okay? That's the price. Yeah, just to put those who put their head where it really is and put their obeisances there and their respect there and everything, get it like that. I mean, wholeheartedly. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yes, I have a question. To fall into offense, it feels like it's equal to getting entangled. So when people they have some hurdles, some blockages, when they feel attracted to hear, but they fall into offense. Is it equal to getting entangled?
Yeah, it's you get entangled with a false concept that you believe in. See, ignorance, some ignorant idea that's actually wrong. Like for example, oh, well, I had people leave here. They said, well, Gaur, you don't have many disciples, but this guru over here, look how exalted he is. They're all praising him, and he's got I'm going to go over there. See, you get entangled with an ignorant idea. You're not looking for the symptoms. And then you go over there. I actually went over and checked some of these places out. I didn't see any symptoms like they're manifested here. So that's an ignorance. See, I have to see it's so that you get entangled in ignorant ideas. See, here we have the actual path being manifested with all these brambles and bushes and thorn bushes moved away so you can walk the path. See, and go right into the ecstatic stage. And when it gets strong, then you're steady in that. Yeah, go ahead. What?
Yeah, it feels for me it's important for our teamwork here around you that there is clarity, that people are approaching you and they are getting entangled. They want to come in. So it feels good that we see that,
Mhm.
so that we can help or
Yeah, yeah.
clarify the path for a
Yeah.
person like that.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is you become an example. You just got to be an example of following the path. Like we hear, like on Guru Tattva, we speak about this and give classes on that. You guys also give classes on it. Read, don't just go into the Leela. Those who are actually steady in devotion, pick up chapter 1 and teach what you know. Teach others what you know so they can enter the path. Otherwise, they don't understand. Like, well, why? They think, oh, you're just ecstatic. Well, you're ecstatic because you're following chapter 1 of Adi Lila. It's really all there. You look at there, you see Lalita Ganga right there. There she is, and then you think, oh, well, it becomes clear. Or Christina, or anyone that's really deeply ecstatic. Johann, you see, they're personified chapter 1. You know, and so that's why the witness, you got to be a witness by being in the line as a real disciple. See, so then and then people can see and how to walk it. Otherwise they get entangled in ignorant ideas, their own and other. They listen to these other gurus with the dry eyes. See, the gurus need to walk this if they want this. A lot of them don't even care about this. A lot of them just I just want to be an example of taking shots. Lead people, disciples, to their end.
I liked
So
when Christiana, she said, to have success, it means to come in this line of succession. That's
yeah,
the definition of having success.
that's right.
I like it.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. See, that's all revelation. She's getting very nice, nice revelations and everything. See, that's all progress. And just remember that all devotees are not completely there. They got to move. This bhakti is the great gift of the Lord, and you get more and more clear. Don't think they're instantly there. It takes years of worship in ecstasy. And things get more and more, but still they're worthy to listen to because the Lord speaks through such devotees, and because they're motivated by the spiritual potency, and it gets better and better and better, more and more clear as these obstacles are taken out of their hearts.
It needs the gardening.
Yeah, but that's the gardener. See, the gardener's working now inside, and he's cleaning things out by ecstatic worship. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope Johann's here. I hope you're feeling better. I heard you're not feeling so good. Yeah. Yeah. If anybody gets the corona thing, because they've been amping up juices. If you get anything like that, try to get the alternatives. What do you call alternative medicines, and don't ever be put on ventilators. It's the wrong treatment, man. The ventilator thing will kill you. That's what they want. They get more money. But it's a money thing, man. The world now is the Lord is using like we heard, mode of ignorance to destroy a lot of things. If you're going to listen to Maya, you're going to be taken down. This is what did Jesus say? The blind lead the blind into the ditch. Okay, so if you listen to those who's awake, and like here, this is for those who are taking shelter. And if you listen to blind people, blind gurus, even they go take your shot, and you're going to have health problems down the line, because that's what it's all about. They know you're the guinea pig, man.
They are also gardening, but they are gardening the offenses.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because this is the Lord wants to give shelter. That's why he comes here. The disciplic lines are here, And you got to ultimately find the real line. You got to go in the line within the line, like we teach here. Not all of Prabhupada's disciples and their gurus by their rubber stamps and their hooks and crooks and all that stuff, that they got their position, are qualified, you know, and they show themselves. Now they're going to be showing that they don't have the strength to lead people into the kingdom of God, whereas we do. You know, kingdom of God is chanting like the devotees here chant, some, you know, increasingly like to the point of ecstatic worship. That's the kingdom of God. Now you don't have to go anywhere. The kingdom of God comes to you. It's in you now. What did Jesus say? The kingdom of God is within at a hand. Well, that you see in some devotees here. They have easy access to the kingdom. Just there, you know. They just call it forth. See, decree it. Hare Krishna. Boom. Yeah. Go ahead, Lalita. Read some more.
Okay. Who is this handsome man? The gopis asked. Where has he come from? And whom does he serve? He's wearing Krishna's clothes and ornaments. Say this to
Krishna's clothes. See, Krishna's clothes and ornaments is his bhakti, man. His bhakti
Yes,
and
exactly.
the ecstatic symptoms.
Yeah. Yeah. And saying this, the gopis eagerly crowded around Uddhava, whose shelter was a lotus.
Eager. See, this is the eagerness, man. They're is eager to be around devotees as Krishna. See, the eagerness there, because in a sense, he represents Krishna. That's why Krishna. See, Krishna sent him to the gopis because he represents himself. This is what he Jagannananda also. In Chaitanya Leela, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya said he couldn't leave Puri, but he wanted to give his association to physically in was it Navadvip? So he sends Jagannananda Pandit, and it was just like they felt everybody had his association. They'd hear about Krishna from him. It was just like Krishna was there, and he was like that through his devotee, through an ecstatic devotee, speaking to the people based on revelation and ecstasy. Then that brings the Lord to us. How, you know, the Lord ain't coming in his form of Lord Chaitanya 420 was it 404 billion 420 million years, something like that. Again, so your only chance is to find a real associate to get this. Otherwise, you ain't getting it, man. You can ask anybody here if they believe they would get this on their own, being around these Vaidhi Bhaktas. No way. There's a very special opportunity here for everybody, and gurus included, and their followers. You know, great opportunity. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until another associate comes, or you'll wait until Lord Chaitanya comes, and then maybe you'll be born in another country and you'll miss him. Who the hell knows? Right now, it's here. The mercy is here. You know, you can become an associate of Lord Chaitanya now. So this is a very rare Kali Yuga, very rare opportunity, very rare bhakti, very, very rare the ability to get this, you know, without qualification. Look at the gopis. They've given up everything to get Krishna. We can't even give up practically anything and are getting Krishna. See, that's the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and coming through his associates now. Otherwise, even this thing directly to the, you know, people say, yeah, I just want to go directly to Gauranitai and Radha and Krishna and everything. But you don't get this intense ecstatic bhakti. So are you good enough with that? Just that less, you know, it's good. You have faith. in the Lord and in Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, Radha Krishna. But if you want this intense bhakti, you got to come in the line. You got to listen to a real associate, and more than your own ignorance, your own ideas like that are ignorant. Okay? Then you'll get it, because you got to listen to those who are the authorities. Those the Lord is using to teach this. You got to be hollowed out, man, by this ecstatic worship. It's very intense, very ecstatic. And it's very much like in Vrindavan. You got to see those symptoms. Otherwise, you don't see it. That's why people, they read these books but don't hear it. They study the song every day. Some Sri Guru Charana Padma, and they got gurus that don't manifest ecstatic prema, whose words don't bust their ignorance. See? And then when they finally come here, like Johan, he said, "Wow, now I understand the song." Yeah, you darn tootin', because you see it with your eyes. You got to see the person in that manifestation. Otherwise, you see but don't see. This is the whole thing. That's why you got to hear the scriptures. You got to hear from the book by the action. Just what I say every time. By the action of the book Bhagavat, in the hands of a devotee Bhagavat. The action, speaking, talking about these things. See, he's absorbed in mellows. You could see this person is relishing mellows. See? Then these mellows are transferred in your heart. See, formula right there, chapter 1, Adi Lila. That's why people got it here. See? They're getting it. They're following chapter 1, the formula. And those who don't formula, their eyes stay dry. If the gurus are not like that, they're not in ecstatic mellows, they cannot experience such things themselves and cry and laugh and the holy laughter and all that stuff. And neither can their disciples. See? So you got to follow the formula. It's in the book, and you got to hear it from the devotee. Then you understand. If you accept this explanation and not others with the dry eyes, and don't laugh and cry like the experts in real Krishna consciousness do. Experts, experience, see? Expert, experience, experienced devotee, experiencing mellows. See, they're the only ones who understand the book, because they are the book. It's all tattooed on their body. You ever see those maps? The map is on their body, man. They are the map. You ever see these movies? They're looking for the map to find the treasure, man. And then one day, then the map appears on the body of the person. He's the map. That's Krishna speaking there. That's the path is on the body of the devotee. The ecstatic mellows, and they tell you what they tell you is leading you to the real kingdom of God. Leads you right through. All the demons, they stand aside. They stand on the side, and you just walk straight through. See? Their word is the path, man. See? Their being is the temple of real worship. Okay? So it's that simple. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah.
I got off on a tangent there a little bit. Maybe not.
Bowing their heads in humility, the gopis duly honored Uddhava with their shy, smiling glances and pleasing words. They took him to a quiet place. They seated him comfortably, and they began to question him, for they recognized him to be a messenger from Krishna, the master of the goddess of fortune.
See, they recognize him as a messenger. See, they act according to the right understanding, even in Vrindavan. This is a messenger. Krishna, he has the same ornaments. See, ecstatic devotion. The same features, same dress.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they see, but they want to get. See, they took him to the secluded place because they didn't want to be around their superiors. They want to question him, more intimately, and ask him questions they wouldn't do in front of their other members who are different rasas.
Intimate.
Yeah, intimate. Questions. So Eric says something here. What does he say here? Aren't they not supposed to show the ecstatic, blissful symptoms they get once they get the higher positions? It's the opposite, Eric. You get a higher position. First of all, you get a higher position by these ecstatic emotions. And then if you want to give those positions out, if you want to, then you manifest those, you show that you are an authority by that kind of ecstasy, which is the Lord showing, hey man, this is my real devotee. This is my real spiritual master. You want to learn what really Krishna consciousness is about? Well, you learn from them. You see, they manifest the treasure, which is this ecstatic worship, and then they teach about it. See, otherwise, it's say it's a Prabhupada or Bhakti Siddhanta. They got it, and then they go and they relish it inside their closed doors, and they come out and oh yes, ceremonies and sadhana and Vaishnava and austerities and all of that stuff, the preliminaries. Like Moses, it's like a Moses Vaishnavism, rules, regulations, and purify yourself a little bit, work for Krishna, stuff like that. So, when you're ready to go deeper, then you're going to see this kind of bhakti, and then you're going to hear it taught. This is called Raganuga Bhakti, man. You see a devotee worshiping in ecstasy, and you think, oh boy, I also want to do like that. Well, then you got to hear from them. See, by their word, your ignorance will be destroyed. Just like here, you thought they're supposed to be like that. Well, if you don't want real bhakti, they probably don't have it themselves, because this is Kali Yuga. This is 1 out of 1 million. 1 out of 1 million persons, or maybe more, have this kind of bhakti right now. and hardly one guru in any of the places actually have the manifestation what you see here. I've been to India every year. I ain't seeing it. I've been going to India for many, many, many years, every year, sometimes staying 3 years in India. I didn't see it. And if you don't see it, it ain't being distributed. And I'm not talking about all the, oh, yeah, we've got it. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. A lot of blah, 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 blah. Lots of that going on. And that's all hiding it. Yeah, that's the Lord's. Hey, man, you got to find where it is. And that is here. If you're, how greedy people are, it depends. You really want this, or you want positions, or you want money, you got other, things that are more important out there for you. Or do you want to develop this? This is the only thing you're going to take with you. So be careful that you don't put all your energy into other things too much, because Maya will just. I've seen this. People they start to put too much emphasis on work or school and all these things, and then they drift away. Seen this over and over again. That's why. So just be careful like that. Make this your priority, because without this, it's like if you got no life, what good is living in this world? Because you're not really alive. This is life. This is real life. So you got to make sure this is a priority. Otherwise, Maya will say, oh, it's not a priority too. Well, I'll give you a priority here. My bullshit, all my lies. Oh, you'll be work, 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 and then it'll come to naught. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how it is, man. This is if this guy, otherwise you're pious. Oh, it's very nice. Very pious to believe in what we do here, and very nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, but it's all about taste, man, tasting this ecstasy. So don't get too far away.
The gopi said, we know that you are the personal servant of Krishna, the chief of the Yadus, and that you have come here on the order of your good master, who desires to give pleasure to his parents.
See, you want to get the pleasure? of you want to get pleasure. Well, you got to hear from the devotee the message coming. See, it's all about the message, like the Bible. It's called the message, right? The New Testament is a message. The Old Testament is a message. What message you're gonna what message you hear from the messenger is what you're gonna get. See? If you're going to get the message of rules and regulations, like from Prabhupada and Moses, you get rules, you get Vaidhi Bhakti, the rules and regulations and the preliminaries. If you're going to get the message of now the Holy Spirit of devotion is coming to you, or you're going to get Bhakti Lata Bij, and you're going to be ecstatically worshiping Krishna, well, that's the message. That's the message here. Anybody interested, that's what you're going to get here. What are these gurus telling you're going to get? That's the message. A lot of times not clear at all. They're just, just kind of just doing their job, doing some job. Hey, we're doing this job. The message is the spirit of Bhakti Lata Bij, man. Worship the Lord in ecstatic love. That's the message. See, they want to know, what is the message that you want to give to your parents? The only message they're interested in is intimacy and ecstasy. They're already there. They don't want to hear any. You guys don't want to hear any other message, do you? You want to hear any messages of ceremonies, and big flowery things and festival of lights and all that stuff. The external. You want to hear about a lot of rules and regulations you got to follow. You want to hear about the next Ekadasi. Oh, it's an Ekadasi. You get to fast. We feast on Ekadasi here. Every day is a feast. If it's not a feast, I'm not happy. Are you happy without feasting? I don't know. This is the way the devotees are, It's very, feasting, festival. Okay, go ahead.
We see nothing else he might consider worth remembering in these cow pastures of Raja. Indeed, the bonds of affection for one's family members are difficult to break, even for a sage. The friendship shows toward others, those who are not family members, is motivated by personal interest, and thus it is a pretense that lasts only until one's purpose is fulfilled. Such friendship is just like the interest men take in women or bees in flowers. Prostitutes abandon a penniless man, subjects an incompetent king, student. Yeah. You want to say something for marriage?
I'm getting there.
Students their teacher once they have finished their education, and priests a man who has remunerated them for a sacrifice. Birds abandon a tree when its fruits are gone. Guests a house after they have eaten. Animals a forest that has burned down. And a lover the woman he has enjoyed, even though she remains attached to him. Thus speaking, the gopis whose words, bodies, and minds were fully dedicated to Lord Govinda put aside all their regular work now that Krishna's messenger, Sri Uddhava, had arrived among them.
This is the symptoms of this intense love. They put aside everything and they wanted to hear this message from Krishna. And so Uddhava is watching all this, and he makes his comments. He's thinking, wow, this is very extraordinary, this kind of love that they have. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you speak, I come back to here to stream, and then I need to go back to the book, so it takes a few seconds.
Yeah.
Constantly remembering the activities their beloved Krishna had performed in his childhood and youth, they sang about them and cried without shame.
See, see, that's the proof that Krishna comes back to them. Uddhava is watching this. They're feeling that, Krishna is gone and everything. And in a sense, they're relishing this. They're this intense mood, even though they look sad and all this stuff. But their singing is very beautiful and very wonderful and a symptom of this love. And so that's how Krishna comes back to the devotees, even though they're physically separated. See, it's like Narada Muni. He's going all over the universe, and Krishna never leaves him, even though it appears he's not physically there. This is what Jesus said, I must leave you. If I don't, you will not get this spirit of devotion. It comes in this intense separation physically. And then otherwise, it's good that I'm going, otherwise this is you got used to his presence there. And then he said, well, I'm going to go. And then you're going to get, now see, the spirit is outside you and it will be inside you. Okay. So this is the thing, inside you comes, it comes like that. And that's the perfection in this worship. Otherwise, if you're always thinking, I got to physically always be with that person physically, then you're not matured into that point where it comes in, because just by thinking about the devotee and doing service and like that, then it comes into you and you feel fully satisfied. Okay? So the gopis were always in this mood, like this, because of their intense meditation on Krishna, and all they think about is his glances and all this stuff, and boom, he's in there. This is like, in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there's a really beautiful pastime with Balaram is chastising Krishna and speaking a lot of truth. He says, this Krishna, he's a hypocrite. I told him the gopis are suffering and he should go there. He should go there and look, and you can tell the actions of a person. You can tell, who a person is by their actions. And Krishna says, yes. And then he says, I will go there. And he looks in the direction of of Vrindavan and the gopis over there. He looks in that direction. And he says, you see, Balaram? Balaram says, you see, he's a hypocrite. He says he's going to go. He doesn't go. But that's what he did. He went there. He doesn't have to go there physically. He goes and looks in the direction of Vrindavan. Boom, he's there in their hearts, satisfying them. See? Otherwise, how can anybody live that's a devotee? There cannot be real separate. This is that divine play. That's why when Lord Chaitanya was leaving, he gave his devotees a lot of association, and then he's taking sannyas, he's leaving. They're all like, oh, you go, oh, you can't go. What are we going to do? How are we going to live? He said, don't worry, I'll never leave you. See, because they were bonded. See, this is the whole thing. You come here, you get bonded with the Lord. And the Lord will never leave you. As you see, he keeps coming back every time, right? This is, seems like he's gone sometimes for some devotees. And, but that's a kind of a mellow. That's a devotional service with some kind of anxiety. Where is it? Looking for him intensely. It's a symptom of love, You wonder where your beloved is sometimes, Okay, what do we got here? Johan says, read that, Tom. Wait, read your own comment. Read your own comment there.
Okay. Prabhupada, you must know at least that gold has to be purchased from a merchant who is dealing in gold. If you do not know that, then you will be cheated.
There you go. See, that's what we're doing here. We're telling, hey man, we're selling gold here, and proving that we got the gold, man. You know what the gold is? The gold is this kind of worship, man. This is the wealth. This is the treasure. Nothing else. Hey man, Mr. Guru Dev's out there, Mr. Sannyasis, are you dealing in gold? Well, we're dealing in gold here. Gold is ecstatic worship, man. Gold are transcendental metals. You got this gold, yes or no? Well, you know, everything's unclear. That's what I've seen in Krishna. Everything's unclear. Hey man, you got the gold or what? Yeah. You know, hey man, I want gold. You want gold out there? Any of you devotees, you Vaishnavas, you want gold? Gold is intimate, ecstatic worship of Krishna. That's the whole point of Krishna consciousness. That's the whole point of Lord Chaitanya coming to this world, was for this. Yeah, wouldn't it? He came here to relish mellows and teaches devotees to relish mellows. Here, we're also doing the same thing. We come here to relish mellows and to teach the devotees to relish mellows and how to do that. See? So now the same opportunity is here by way of the servant that is serving out this level of Krishna consciousness. Anybody ready for it? Anybody greedy for that? You want gold, or are you satisfied with copper or silver or rocks? With lots of alloys in there, all kinds of different minerals. No, we only like pure gold, man. Okay, read Johans.
Krishna is now really funny. He's bringing the most bad army together, devotees with different body problems. For show the world, when you are under the banner of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will change the world, the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we it's the Lord shows you it's not about how healthy your body is, whether you're skinny or fat or you look like a movie star, or you follow rules, regulations perfectly, follow the morning program perfectly. No, he chooses who he chooses. Yeah, and can you recognize where the symptoms are? You know, he chose Jesus. He was only a carpenter. He wasn't a Pharisee. See? But the symptoms of a person that was divinely inspired by the Lord were there. So everybody, you know, you got to learn how to recognize the intimate servants of the Lord, and so that you can go deeper. Okay, so the next one is Freddie.
If you make from bhakti a spectacle, the people might think we are a bunch of sentimentalists who might look mentally deranged.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the risk. It's just like even Prabhupada said, you know, printing Bhagavad Gita is a risk. People are not qualified. Most are envious and all that. But devotees take risks on behalf of Krishna. And I also, same thing, this is a risk. It's a risk to, you know, people will laugh and all that stuff. And they did when Lord Chaitanya here, he was in South India and people, or anywhere, and he'd be laughing and crying and all this stuff. And some people didn't understand it. Some people criticized it. Some people were like, wow, we never seen this. So, you know, the thing is that it's pure. You know, it's pure and purifying. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know, people say you shouldn't show or you should show. It doesn't matter. It's here, and it is the only purifying substance in this world. And if it's seen, doesn't matter. It's only going to purify. It's fire in this world. Fire. Fire purifies everything, right? You can't say, well, you shouldn't show fire. You should show fire. Well, if fire is being shown, everything it burns. The same thing here. It burns away illusion. And you cannot tell a devotee whether to show or not show. It's beyond that spectrum. Only the Lord does that. The Lord, this is why, you know, Lord Chaitanya said, Nityananda, Advaita, save them all. Show the fire of Vrindavan. Show the fire of that kind of worship, the intimacy, the ecstasy and intimacy of that worship. Show it even to the lowest person. Save them all. Don't hide it. And people went again. They especially the Brahmins, because they always want to be superior. They always, that's the nature of Brahmin, is they think they want to be superior, right? This nature, they have superior knowledge, and they apply that to a real Vaishnava who they don't understand. If they want to understand a real Vaishnava, they have to go to a real Vaishnava in some lifetime and inquire, just like these sannyasis and gurus. If you don't have this gift, you got to eventually meet a real Vaishnava who is distributing ecstatic love and get it. This thing, with Prabhupada, I'll only read Prabhupada's books. I'll only hear from Prabhupada. You'll stay dry, because Prabhupada wasn't giving out ecstatic devotion, man. Proof is the disciples themselves. They're still in pride. A lot of them going around, I'm a Prabhupada disciple. He's a Prabhupada. See, that's still pride. That's still false ego. Yeah, now the message now is the treasure, the gold message, the golden message, the golden avatar, ecstatic worship of the Lord. Okay, Eric, read that.
Yeah, but I want to know what is the distinction of us being in public sangha and making a spectacle of these symptoms. So, yeah, but I want to know what is the distinctions of us being in public sangha and making a spectacle of these symptoms. Because
yeah. Spectacle, right? There's spectator and the spectacle, right? Spectator is watching the spectacle. Okay, so what is the result of that? Education. So people saying, well, what is the result of going to a spectacle? Yeah. Well, it's called education. You start to find out. Yeah, where not only explain, showing, hey man, look at this spectacle. This is real. This is reality. This is a devotee. This is enlightenment. This is better than Brahman. This is better than Mukti. This is the spectacle, the greatest show on earth, and you get to be a spectator and watch it. Now you're educating, you're getting the greatest education in the universe. This is even the demigods want to see such a spectacle. And you, because you're not so smart, you think, why is he doing that? See? So that's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So that's the reason for the spectacle, is because now we're educating people in ecstatic mellows and worshiping the Lord in ecstasy. That's what it's all about now. Yes, there. Go ahead there. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, and now Eric's question has become a spectacle.
A spectacle. Take people off the you gotta be a spectator first. You gotta watch the football game. The football game is right here. You guys are in, many people are in the audience, they're watching. And then this one, you get to be a player, so you can watch. And then if you want, maybe it'll come in, you want to be a player, you can get up there and play ball also here. You don't have to remain a spectator. You can if you want. That's okay. Because relishing mellows, you can just watch, the show and become that way. But some you may get inclined. You can go jump on the field. You can jump out of the bleachers onto the field and play. Everything's open here. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, any one of you can jump right up here now and play ball if you want. You can just turn the thing on, click the link, and you're here. You're in the game, playing ball, like Sachi and Tom and Lalita. Is there any more to that, or is it finished?
No, there was more. Because I have noticed that some people come and do not understand it, and have said something to the effect of we are focusing too much on the source of energy or whatever.
On the what?
So
Source of energy.
we are
Yeah.
focusing too much on the source of energy or whatever.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Focusing
Yeah.
too much on a source of energy. Yeah. We're doing like the gopis. They focus a lot on the source of energy. And all real devotees focus on the source. That's the whole program, man. Focusing on the source of energy. That's Krishna, right? That's why we become so energetic, so animated. Focusing on the Lord, man. This was all about. And they see this is the world, the people in illusion. They preach a bad thing to be a good thing and a good thing to be a bad thing. That's the world. Be careful you don't accept the darkness as the light. We're supposed to accept the light as the light. So good. I'm glad you brought that up. So it depends on who you listen to. What do you listen to? People dry eyes, have no ecstasy. That's their realizations. They need to be pulled out of the Maya. So don't listen to bogus persons in that way. Oh, I don't have to. Anyway, don't listen to people who don't understand. They still have these ideas because they're not purifying their consciousness by following the path that these devotees are following. You want to have some realization? Well, it depends on, do you want to listen to people like that or people like this? Depends. Hey, man, what do you think is more authoritative? These dry-eyed persons, all don't know nothing and never come, not focusing on the source. They say focusing on the source is a bad thing. You want to get teachings from those kind of persons? A lot of people do. See, those are the ones that Kamsa dashes to the ground. You listen to the Kamsas and boom, you're on the concrete. Your head is broken. See, your head broken ideas. Okay. See what else we got here. Bhakti Tom, read that.
There always will be superficialists in the mode of goodness that want to look better and attract attention.
Yeah. So that's always going to be stuff like that. So we attract attention, right? All we do is just being natural. I don't come here I don't have any what do you call agenda? The agenda is worshiping the Lord, and spontaneously whatever manifests is the mercy, the prasad, okay, that we get. Lord Chaitanya said, Haridas, what is the news? He says, whatever mercy you bestow upon me, that is the news of the day. That's how devoted. That's how I got my begging bowl out every day. Hey, Lord, you got anything you want to put in there? I was a little worried today. I thought he's not going to put not even a penny in there today.
He gave a lot.
I was feeling some anxiety, man. Like I can't even get a penny. Look at Lalita Ganga. She opens her mouth. Always gets some. She gets the $100 bills, and I can't even get a penny. She becomes a storehouse. The same thing went on, and Advaita Acharya, when Nityananda came, and Nityananda was like wildly ecstatic and everything. And Advaita goes to the Lord, this Avadut comes here and he becomes the storehouse of this bhakti, man. What is going on here? Oh, look what we got here. We got another person. Who is this? Look at her there. She made the trip. She wants to play ball today. Okay. She's on the field. Yeah. Okay, read this one here.
I read, okay. Because this material world you will always for and against. We have go above this good and bad.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's what it's about. You gotta, and this is why we can do this. The stronger are the Lord takes over. It's not about friend or enemy. Everybody gets purified. Doesn't matter, You go against or you're for it. Both are getting pure. You become like representing Krishna's transcendental potency. That's what they do to him. We're not above our master. They did that with him. Kamsa hated Krishna. So that happens in this kind of preaching. Some people will not accept it. Some people will. And as we get more and more purified by this, who knows what'll happen? Lord Chaitanya was able to, in this ecstatic worship, got so ecstatic that people that were his opponents changed their minds even. And so, it just depends. Where's Christina today? What's going on? Why are you there? Are you outdoors or something? Probably outdoors. There's some distraction out there. Yeah. Okay, read on there, Lolita.
One of the gopis, while meditating on her previous association with Krishna, she saw a honeybee before her and imagined it to be a messenger sent by her beloved. Thus, she spoke as follows. The gopi said, "Oh, honeybee, oh, friend, friend of a cheater, don't touch my feet with your whiskers, which are smeared with the kumkuma that rubbed onto Krishna's garland when it was crushed by the breast of a rival lover. Let Krishna satisfy the women of Mathura. One who sends a messenger like you will certainly be ridiculed in the Yadu's assembly. After making us drink the enchanting nectar of his lips only once, Krishna suddenly abandoned us, just as you might quickly abandon some flowers. How is it then that Goddess Padma willingly serves his lotus feet? Alas, the answer must certainly be that her mind has been stolen away by his deceitful words. Oh, P, why do you sing here so much about the Lord of the Yadus in front of us homeless people? These topics are old news to us. Better you sing about that friend of Arjuna in front in front in front of his new girlfriends. The burning desire in whose breasts he has now relieved. Those ladies will surely give you the charity you are begging. In heaven, on earth, and in the subterranean sphere, what women are unavailable to him? He simply arches his eyebrows and smiles with deceptive charm, and they all become his. The Supreme Goddess herself worships the dust of his feet. So what is our position in comparison? But at least those who are wretched can chant his name, Uttama Sloka. Keep your hand off my feet. I know what you're doing. You expertly learned diplomacy from Mukunda, and now you come as his messenger and with flattering words. But he abandoned those. He abandoned those who for his sake alone gave up their children, husbands, and all other relations. He's simple. He's simply ungrateful. Why should I make up with him now? Like a hunter, he cruelly shot the king of the monkeys with arrows. Because he was conquered by a woman, he disfigured another woman who came to him with lusty desires. And after consuming the gifts of Bali Maharaj, he bound him up with ropes as if he were a crown. So let's give up all friendship with the dark complexioned boy, even if we can't give up talking about him. To hear about the pastimes that Krishna regularly performs is nectar for the eyes, for the ears, sorry. Is nectar for the ears, or for both, or those who relish just a single drop of that nectar, even once. Their dedication to material duality is ruined. Many such persons have suddenly given up their wretched homes and families, and themselves becoming wretched, traveled here to Vrindavan to wander about like birds,
See,
begging for their living.
this is the greatest thing to how to transcend material duality is only in the association of devotees who are relishing ras. That's the only practical way to do it. Material duality is seen in the modes. This is my enemy. This is my friend. This politics, all that. It goes for everybody. Whether you're a religionist, a Vaishnava, and Vaishnavism is basically religion. There's still material dualities. This is my enemy. This is my friend. Okay? So only by tasting this nectar can you transcend all of this so easily. Otherwise you'll be in many, many births. It's just like these teach many, many lifetimes, and the devotees still doing hard rules, regulations, fastings, and everything, trying to attain Krishna. It's very hard that way. You got to go like Jesus taught. You got to enter the gate. The devotee is the gate that comes with the message. The message for the Vaishnavas is, come on, ecstatic devotion is in this association because it's here. You see, it's here. The symptoms are here. This is, you want Krishna in this life, or you want him many lifetimes, like these gurus have promised. That's the message. Many lifetimes you'll get Krishna. Well, the message here is this lifetime you'll get Krishna. Sometimes in a week you'll get Krishna, depending on you. Depending on your situation, depending on the Lord's mercy. Who knows? But to get it quick. So by attraction to Krishna, you give up your dedication to the material dualities. You give up your, you just becomes unattracted to relate superficially. That's all it is superficial relations in the world. You notice? People are superficially relating to everything. That's the modes. It makes you less intelligent. It makes you external. External bhakti. That's why it's not attracted to devotees tasting mellows. How can you be attracted to rituals anymore? How can you be attracted to flowers and ceremonies and all that if that's all it is? You're attracted to the bliss and the ecstasy of relishing intimate relations with God. Otherwise, you lack knowledge, you lack understanding, you lack everything is one of lack, and you're always trying to make it up. You're always trying to attain Krishna. You don't exactly know how, or you think you know. See, always lack. Everything lacks. Always trying to get Krishna by your chanting 16 rounds. Always 2 fingers too short. Okay? See, attaining Krishna is when he gives himself to us, then you've got that transcendental potency, and then you rise above the material dualities, and you teach the path of taste, the path of prema. That's what we teach here. Yeah, path of prema, path of taste. Yeah. And then you become unattracted to the world, unattracted to material dualities. This is my friend, this is my enemy, this is pure and this is impure. Mode of goodness is pure, and mode of passion and ignorance is impure. No, it's all impure to a devotee. It's just various levels of cleanliness, that's all. But nothing's clean except ecstatic devotion, ecstatic worship. Okay? Lord Chaitanya said that to his mother. The whole world is going to hell, going to pot, because they don't know these principles. Anything, Lord Chaitanya says, anything I touch becomes completely pure and able to purify the world. See, that's devotees whose hearts are touched by Krishna's transcendental potency, who Krishna lives in their hearts. See, see, you become capable of purifying the world because the Lord is living inside you. Okay, you carry on the line like that. This is the real line, man. This is the line within the line. Otherwise, it's alloys. It's religion. No, you got to find where is the Lord really working in his intimacy, and that's where the real line is. Otherwise, it's all mixed up. Alloys, religion. Okay, go ahead.
Hear about the pastimes that Krishna regularly performs is nectar for the ears, for those who relish just a single drop of that nectar even once. Their dedication to material duality is ruined.
Yeah, you see so you have to see where you want to know where Krishna is. You want to know where to attain Krishna is. See people where you can see the symptoms that the pastimes of the Lord is nectar to their ears. It's visible in their temple, their body. You could say this person is relishing nectar. There you go. There's Gurudev's. There's real sadhu sangha. And if there's real nectar to their ears, there'll be devotional ecstatic symptoms like Vrindavan. The devotees will cry and laugh and all kinds of bizarre, so-called bizarre symptoms. That's to those who are bizarre. What we're doing is bizarre. I mean, it's bizarre. Prabhupada even said, people are more or less insane in this world. People are more or less bizarre. It's bizarre. Because if you're going after the body in this world, after mundane things and mundane people and mundane this, you're insane, more or less crazy, because we're spirit soul. We're meant to be running after Krishna's transcendental form, running after his name and his pastimes. Right? This is sanity here. And this kind of ecstasy is spiritual emotions. That's real. It's the only real thing in this world. The only real emotions in this world are spiritual, and they're reposed on the Supreme Lord. And when you see those manifest, now you see reality. Otherwise, this is all false. This my brother or my friend just died. He just died. You see, you're running after the body. Material sentiment. I know it's harsh. Gohari, you're so unfeeling. No, I'm not unfeeling. You're feeling for the wrong thing. You're feeling for the body, man. There's no death. Devotees become enlightened about the truth. People just pass from their bodies and take another body. And those who are bonded with the body lament over that. Yeah. Devotees, they also, when a devotee disappears, now that's true lamentation, and it's a symptom of ecstasy. When a devotee passes, oh my God, yeah, because the world it's unmanifest, that jewel that you were able to see. Now that's right lamentation, man. That's ecstatic, actually. That's a symptom of true love. Yeah. Otherwise, everything's an illusion. Everything's just in one big illusion. Yeah, it's hard talk, isn't it? That's only hard for people who love bodies, material bodies. Blah. Love the spiritual body, man. Come here. We'll teach you how to love the spiritual body of Krishna. Man, that's an eternal affair. And he never, always ever fresh, always new life, man.
Not getting old.
Yeah.
Always getting newer and newer.
Yeah, always newer and newer. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in Krishna, always doing the Swami step, You ever notice they always say, oh, look at it, putting on a show. It's like watching okay, come on, man. Let's see you dance from how the Lord. Let's see you dance like Christina, man. That's dancing, man. From up there, just like wild. Like Lord Shiva dancing, He wears the stuff. Leopard skins. Everybody dancing the same, yeah. Ah, man. All right, go ahead, continue.
A single drop of that nectar, even once, their dedication to material duality is ruined.
See, just a drop of this nectar is so powerful. Once you get a taste of reality, how can you be dedicated to the illusion anymore? Okay. So it's a bit of a struggle. You got to taste more of this nectar, and then less dedication to that. You notice this is the path of hope for people. Taste this nectar, and then your dedication to the world will cease more and more and more. See, ceasing such engagement by getting a higher taste. Hey, if anybody's been in Krishna consciousness for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 3 years, has your taste for spiritual reality increased or not? Or are you just still on the level of religion, piety, and all of this, thinking that austerity, renunciation, what Krishna consciousness is all about? No, it's all about this taste. When it's available. See, that's why we preach like this. That's why we make such a spectacle. Yeah, sometimes, we make a spectacle. You know why? What is a spectacle? Right? Spectacles. So you can see better, right? You got to make a spectacle so people can see better. You put on spectacles, right? Glasses. Yeah. Got through the, what do you call the language barrier here.
Constantly.
See, so you want to see? You need glasses. You need the spectacle. The spectacle is the glass as well as what's going on that you're seeing. See, spectacle. There you go. This is why, whether people ask for it or not, people got Krishna consciousness. Same thing. Hey, man, spectacle. You got to have spectacle, and then the spectacle. Oh, I hate this. Oh, great. You just got purified. Thank you very much for enjoying the show or hating the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Many such persons have suddenly given up their wretched homes and families, and themselves becoming wretched, traveled here to Vrindavan to wander about like birds begging for their living. Faithfully, taking his deceitful words as true.
See, and so that's what's going on here. See, people, you don't have to go to Vrindavan. This is even better. This is better. We're coming here and begging for a living. See, begging for a living. See, like wandering around like birds here in Sadhu Sangha. See, like birds looking for food. See, this is and getting it because, you know, if we don't have this attachment to the Lord, he doesn't come to us. He's always reciprocating. Like Uddhava says, Krishna's no one's enemy, no one's friend. But blessed are these foolish deer because they have approached the son of Maharaj Nanda. There you go. You want to approach, you got to go through the representatives. The representatives of Maharaj Nanda is here. The gopis, all that, they represent Krishna here in this world, or the ecstatic devotees. You want to be blessed? Well, ecstatic devotion is the only blessing in this world. Being a Brahmin is not a blessing yet much. You usually develop some false ego. Being a sannyasi is not a real blessing yet. You're trying to renounce the world. And not here, you renounce the world by getting a higher taste. You just naturally become like, oh, this is just a shell. This is substance. This is real, man. You want to glorify the truth. What do we do, man? You just like to talk about the truth and get people so they can get their consciousness purified. They got to hear the truth instead of hearing the bullshit of Maya. They're listening to people, I don't care, in religion or outside of religion, if they're still absorbed in material dualities, and material things, material talks, even Varnashram Dharma. Well, that's all you get from that message. But, that up to that level. Here, there's something more. Look, these talks are based on ecstatic worship. Where are you going to? This is so rare, man. Can you imagine? I'm amazed. We don't have millions of people. But again, not amazed because I know who they listen to. You listen to people and you believe people are not realized or who speculate, who are materially motivated. What do you expect? It's the same thing in the world. People listen. They're listening to people who are trying to do them harm and they think they're going to do them good. That's hypocrisy. See? And ultimately, the only ones who could really do us good are those who have transcended material dualities, are tasting prema, tasting ras. They're the only ones who can do us real good. They're our real friends. Everybody's more or less your enemy. Even in a mode of goodness, they can't lead you perfectly. Even Guru Dev, man, if the gurus are not relishing transcendental ras, they can't lead you perfectly. You know what perfect leadership is? Is to connect people to that Lord that's in their hearts, to awaken that relationship. That is perfection. It doesn't matter if the person stutters, but or they're fat or they're skinny or they're harsh or mean or sweet. If they can connect you with Krishna, that is perfect. That is the perfect teacher, perfect guru, the one who connects you with that Lord who's in your heart, awakens that relationship, is perfect. See? If anybody says anything else different than this conception, that's illusionary. It's not about, oh, Gohari, look, he's speaking like this, and he's not very humble, blah, blah. You believe that, you just went into illusion. No, you should see the result of the Lord using somebody, which is people's devotion is increased. Their understanding is increased. Everything is increased. Hey, you look like that. Now you got realized. See? But that you got to hear this preaching, man. You got to hear these words that come from prema worship. Otherwise the Lord can't use you to speak these things. See, he has to hollow us out. Prema bhakti is like, Krishna making a flute, man. He picks up a reed and he says, I'm going to make a flute out of this. And he's hollowing it out. See, he's doing it. Ecstatic worship is him hollowing us out so that we can become a nice flute song for him. Okay, go ahead.
Faithfully taking his deceitful words as true, we became just like the black deer's foolish wives, who trust the cruel hunter's son. Thus,
Yeah,
we
deceitful words, very deceitful. See, the material energy is deceitful. And he's also deceitful because remember the shadow thing I said yesterday? Look at the shadow. The shadow is because of the light is behind it, because of the deceit of Krishna. You know, the deceit of Krishna, he deceived them. He told the gopis, I will be back. He left Vrindavan. Isn't that a terrible thing, Lalita? He leaves Vrindavan.
of course,
Deceitfully saying he was coming back. Hypocrite. See, he's deceptive. He came back in secret, though. See, he never really leaves Vrindavan. It's all a deception. The world is a deception. It just follows suit with the supreme deception. That's Vrindavan. But it's very beautiful there. It's very ecstatic there. You understand and you can appreciate the deception of Krishna. You can relish that. You can, but you relish the deception in the world, you're going to be miserable. These persons are deceiving you. The Faucis and the Bill Gates and even the gurus are lining up with that. They're deceiving you. They can't help it. They're under the material modes of nature. Makes them naturally deceptive. You got to hear the words of a devotee. Teach you about these things. And then you can transcend it, man. Then you can begin to you understand the deception of Krishna, how beautiful it is in his Vrindavan, mode, and not the modes of nature here in the world. This is dark, people are following that because they're naturally, why are people listening to deceptive people in the world? Because it's their nature to do so. You either listen to deceptive Krishna Vrindavan or deceptive Krishna in his material modes of nature, which makes it miserable. This is a very miserable thing to listen to. Better hear about Krishna's trickiness and his hypocrisy in Vrindavan and all that, and then you become attracted to. You see that everything he does there is beautiful and wonderful and beneficial for all. See, everything here is just nothing but inauspiciousness. What do you expect looking at shadows, huh? You're looking at the shadow of the truth. Why should anything really good come of it other than leaving it eventually, realizing its inferior energy of God? Why chase after the inferior energy when you got the superior energy at your fingertips right here? Right here is the superior energy right in front of everybody's faces. Mind, and I don't care if I just love. I feel so happy to just put it right in everybody's face, man. Right in front of your face, Sachi, is the superior energy of Krishna. Isn't that amazing?
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure you're awake there, Sachi. That's good.
Well, I was starting to drift there for a second.
Okay, we wake you up a little bit. Throw some cold water.
But I heard it.
What does Kamala Kanta say there?
Should I
Bhakti
read it?
No, Bhakti Kam. Kamala Kanta is saying something. I put it up.
Big sticks can't even make prasad. So there is no taste, no real knowledge, no prasad. Only ceremonies and donations. Kamalakanta.
Donation.
Yeah. When you get tired of ceremonies, cookies, donations, Then this is the prasad of the Lord. This is big time prasad, man. This is maha, 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 maha prasad. Is this? This is very rarely, just like Lord Chaitanya and his distributing this kind of bhakti he did 500 years ago was very rare. Well, it's very rare that it's coming again. Otherwise, you just got the big sticks and ceremonies and donations. Isn't that what the people, they're very eager after donations?
Oh.
You know, very eager, you know. And here, see you transcend that. You're just looking for the donation from, hey, give me a donation, Lord. See, people, they look for donations out there. Devotees are looking donation. Krishna, I need your donation. Donate me give me a little
Drop of
breadcrumb,
nectar.
drop of this. Just give me one little drop, man. Give me that donation. And then it's so funny. Seek the kingdom of God. That's the kingdom of God, and all else is added to you. I'm amazed. Krishna just starts taking care of you. Your disciples say, "Wow, boy, but you really benefiting my life. I feel like a privilege to help you." You see, the Lord gives them good eyes and good understanding. But you see, if you don't have this, then you're looking out there for the donation. And that becomes an obsession. And what is that saying? It's just your heart is naturally looking outside for what we're trying to turn people inside for. See, get the donation of this prema. This is being donated. You see, the donation is here. Come get the donation. People, the devotees are giving donations here. This is where you're going to get it. And otherwise, you're going to go out there looking for the donations there. Look for the donation here of this prema path. That's the donation. That's the only real money here. The real wealth here, the real gold here, the real, rubies here is this bhakti. And you can get that donation. Come get the donation, man. Get some smarts. Don't you know what is really, really valuable? No. Well, that's why we're here to tell you and show you this is value. Every day. Isn't it nice to come here every day and show the world what is really valuable? Every day our donations increase. The Lord keeps, we come here for donations and we're becoming more and more wealthy. Now to the point now we're giving donations out. Yeah, come here get the donation of bhakti. Go ahead there, Lalita.
O friend of my dear one, has my beloved sent you here again? I should honor you, friend, so please choose whatever boon you wish. But why have you come back here to take us to him, whose conjugal love is so difficult to give up? After all, gentle bee, his consort is the goddess Sri, and she is always with him, staying upon his chest. O Uddhava, it is indeed regrettable that Krishna resides in Mathura. Does he remember his father's household affairs and his friends, the coward boys? Oh, great soul, does he ever talk about us? His maidservants? When will he lay on our heads his Aguru scented hands? Sukadeva Goswami said, having heard this, Uddhava then tried to pacify the gopis, who were most eager to see Lord Krishna. He thus began relating to them the message of their beloved. Sri Uddhava said, certainly you gopis are all successful and are universally worshipped because you have dedicated your mind in this way to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Devotional service unto Lord Krishna is attained by charity, strict vows, austerity, and fire sacrifices, by japa, study, and Vedic text, observance of regulative principles, and indeed by the performance of many other auspicious practices. By your great fortune, you have established an, an unexcelled standard of pure devotion for the Lord. Uttama Sloka, a standard even the
Yeah, you see,
sages.
this the way Krishna consciousness has been taught before, or just now, the way Krishna consciousness is taught before is the way Uddhava was saying. You by austerities, by renunciation, by chanting mantras. See, by all the look how much. Who the heck could do that? See, this is the way it's taught. Prabhupada taught it like that too. Bhaktisiddhanta also. See, this is 5,000 years ago. See, now the preaching is, hey, the Lord's giving as a gift, man, that Vrindavan worship, the highest thing. You want to follow that path that the Vaishnavas are teaching now, or you want this path? The mercy of Lord Chaitanya is emphasized here.
The happy
He's
message.
coming. See, look, he's giving. What have we done to get what we got? I haven't done all that. I can't do all that. I'm not going to do all that. And they're trying to do it, or they just glorify. A lot of people, I see the Vaishnavas. Austerities, they can't do it themselves, but talking about austerity. What is this? You can't even do it. But just take the gift. Come on, Jeev, wake up. Can't you see? We got Vrindavan worship going on here because we got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And that's what we emphasize, just like Krishnadas Kaviraj in his books. That's why I'm reading the Bhagavatam to show you, because look at that. Look how hard it would be. And they're teaching that as Krishna consciousness. And they can't do it. Nobody can practically, or if they do, they become a super big false ego. Look at me, I'm superior. Huh? Yeah.
Or the body is completely finished.
Yeah.
I know some who are really old before they age.
Yeah.
Because of the austerities.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at Devaki. She was also doing austerities to attain bhakti, and she became old and skinny, and from doing the tough. So anyway, you don't have to. Now, just come take the mercy. Sadhu Sangha, it's available. We're preaching right on Facebook. By the way, there's another thing, just like Facebook. Did you see? I put a video out. I did a thing. I think, does that give you? It gives you the link to the page, right?
Yeah.
And
I've seen the video. Have you seen your video?
Yeah. Did you have to sign on to watch it, or did you?
No, not to watch it, but I signed in to be able to give a comment.
Yeah. Not only that. So now you use that also, and you can make friends on there. Try, this is like a new platform, and it's just like Facebook. You do live videos and everything. Do it. Make a little biography about yourself. And do some preaching. Everybody here, whoever's watching this video, go on to that one. Go click on that one that I did yesterday, and it'll take you to, what's the name of that one? What's the name of that?
Don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But anyway, just click on the video. Oh, it's your spot. I think your spot. Your spot.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not spelled that way. But it's called Your Spot, and they actually have a application you can put on your phone, also, and that makes you. I don't know if you can do a live video from the thing, but this one from the application you can. And live videos and very easy to make friends too, because yeah. So anyway, this is going to be there'll be about millions of people on this one because people are so ready to get off this friggin' Facebook. You know, all
Really?
this well, they're censoring and all this stuff and and tracking everybody and using their information and all. People are sick of that. You know.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah. Anyway, a lot of people will be transferring on here, and so you can make new friends and do videos, preach. You know, try and make a bio that people can relate to, and
Yeah.
like you're teaching, trying to teach somebody, new people, like what they so that they can understand. That's you got to make a bridge somehow. So I try to do that too, and you can't. You try to do it without sacrificing anything.
Won't be a problem.
Yeah,
Won't be a problem.
yeah. It'd be fun. It's a new thing, new people. New thing, new platform.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my internet connection is going. It's coming and going a little bit here, and it's starting to rain too. So I better take care of what I need to take care of here. So let's end now.
Okay.
And thank you very much, everybody, for coming. It's been awesome.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare
Bye-bye.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna.
All right. So let's see here. This thing.